So today I did a thing and I purchased this off Facebook Marketplace. Join me in a moment when we find out what's in it. Hello and welcome back to Nelly's Nerd Cave, and I'm Neil, and on this channel I share my love of tech and gaming with tips, tutorials and reviews based on my experiences and me just playing about with things. Today what I've got is I have bought this particular case. It's got a PC in it and I bought it off Facebook Marketplace. As you can see from the images that I've got, it came with no description virtually, just that it was a PC in a case. It has no hard drive in there. I've no idea what's in the box. The case, however, is going to come in really handy, as I am wanting to do an ingest station for things like my my SD cards, but mainly also to be able to do things like change DVDs and rip them off and put them onto my media server. And that's going to help a hell of a lot. So a DVD is probably in order. I'm not sure if it's got one or not. Let's find out. Okay, so first of all, what I've done is I've gathered a few tools, a screwdriver just to make sure I can get into the case, a pair of wire snips just in case I need anything. It's a little bit dirty, so I've got some antibacterial wipes as well, and there's probably going to be a few things that I want to change. You know me, I like things nice and silent, so it's going to get a silent fan put in there if it hasn't already got one. Let's face it, I'm probably going to change it anyway for the simple fact that it's probably not nice. And let's see what we've got. So this actually cost me 30 quid, and I think for this particular PC case and the fact that it's rack mounted, it's really good because these go for about £99 in the UK. So £30 really good. It's got this wonderful door on the front. It's a little bit squeaky, but we can fix that. And it's got this, so I'll take these top letters off and leave it as server at the bottom. Let's give it a quick wipe down on the front so it looks a little bit more respectable. It's got a bit of sticky residue. You'll notice it's got two USBs on the front as well. And it's got a key, which is good. It's not too bad on the front of the case, actually. It's not scratched up, which is remarkable. It's only scratched up where you place it into the rack. So underneath here, all here is very scratched, where it's been placed into a rack somewhere. But yeah, it looks pretty good on the front. Nice key. Like I say, it's got a bit of a squeak, but who cares? It's got a 3.5-inch drive bay for those very old floppy disk drives. Not that I'm going to put one in here. It's got your power button, it's got a reset button, all the LEDs, and what looks like a keyboard lock button. So there's definitely no DVD in this, which is no problem because I've already got one, so that'll be good. Pop one in here, see what it's like. Maybe get a Blu-ray drive as well, just to make it look pretty. So good, I've got all that in there, fantastic. So outside and the front is pretty clean. So let's take a look on what's on the inside. You're probably going to get my top-down camera now. Let's have a look. So it's quite a big case. Okay, so starting off on the top, we do have two 18mm fans by the looks of it. They're probably going to be those really, really horrible noisy ones. We can see here we've got a little bit of a scratch, but that's no problems because once I get it in the rack, you're not really going to see it. We've got a bit of a scratch over here. But again, for 30 quid, you can't go wrong. It's got two thumb screws for the back, for the top panel, which is nice. Let's see. Oh yes, they're going to have to come out. So as you can see, these are two 80mm fans. They're not silent ones. They are the horrible noisy ones with Molex connectors. Like I've said before, who has Molex anymore? What's the point in having Molex? There's a little bit of something on there which looks a little bit ew, but we're going to take those out. I'm not going to have them. Put that down there. And inside it looks like we've got simple motherboard, a very nice Corsair CX500 power supply. That's nice. That also looks quite new. What is this? Let's see. What have we got? That is 2 gigabytes of DDR3. It's been a long time since I've seen 2 gigabytes of DDR3. So this is Kingston RAM, so this is good. And it looks like it's just a standard, PC3 10600. So yeah, not too bad. What have we got? So we've got a Dell motherboard. Let's have a look at the back. Okay, so this says it's a Dell Vostro. A Dell Vostro 230. If I remember rightly, this is a Core 2 Duo board, which is super old. So, one moment while I have a look at it on my phone. What is this? A Dell Vostro 230. Yeah, so it looks like it's either a Core 2 Duo E7500. It says it comes with 2 gigabytes of DDR3, 250 gigabyte of hard drive, and it runs Windows 7. Okay, so let's have a look a bit further and deeper in, shall we? So we've got the power supply has PCIe. Good, it has a couple of PCIe sockets. That is the biggest zip tie I have ever seen. Are my snips even going to be able to get that off? Let's find out. Well, this is interesting. Whoa, look at the size of that. That is huge. It's the biggest zip tie ever. What's all this? Okay, so Molex connectors. We have a SATA for hard drive. Excellent. More. Oh no, they're SATA connectors. That's good. PCIe connector. Another PCIe connector. 24 pin. More SATA connectors, that's nice, good to see that. And then we have our EPS. Cool, right, so the power supply looks relatively new. So that's nice, again, it's going to be good to see. We've got our front panel connectors here. Yeah, so that looks like it's a keyboard lock. Cool. Is there a fan in the front? Ah, yes, there is a fan in the front. Now, how the heck do I get to that? Because that looks brown and disgusting. Yeah, it looks very brown and disgusting. It is PWM, which is good. That means it can change the speeds. Let's get this motherboard out and have a look, shall we? So there's a screw missing off this side, which I'm obviously going to need to find. And then there's a screw missing off this side. So it looks like this has actually got all the wrong screws in it. But we can fix that. Let's take this power supply out. Come on, Neil, use the screwdriver correctly. Looks like it has 2 slots at the back here for either 50 or 60 millimeter fans. I am going to assume they are 60 millimeters. Let's get this power supply out. Yeah, that looks very new. See, the power supply alone looks like it's probably brand new. What date was this passed on? It says QC passed. It's a 500 watt. Cool. that'll do. So that'll do something like what I'm planning anyway, which is getting things in for a server or something like that. It looks like whoever's had this before has completely mashed the slots for the 5¼ inch drive, which is nice, he says. Again, let's take things out and find out what we can do. Not sure how this comes apart, to be fair. That looks like a shock mount of some kind. So I'm assuming we take out these screws here. Again, not sure. And we haven't even got to the motherboard yet. So let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, that's definitely going to need beating into submission. Look at that. It's going to need beating badly. It's even sliced and diced on the other side, as long as it holds a CD-ROM drive or a DVD-ROM drive. I don't care. It's the only problem sometimes with buying these things off Amazon Marketplace. You never know what you're going to get. I'm sure it will be absolutely fine once I've finished faffing around with it. So let's unplug all these. Front USB. Good. And if you're wondering what this is a hard disk tray. But I'm not going to remove that just yet. It looks even like this has a tray inside for the motherboard to sit on, that you might be able to take the tray out. But definitely going to need to bend all that metal back so I can get a DVD-ROM in there. But once you get one in, it should hold itself nicely within there. Don't really need much to hold a DVD. And second to last screw. Out, and let's pop you back on the floor. It's a nice case. It does need a bit of work, but hey ho. So this is the Dell, Dell Vostro by the looks of it, and I think it is actually a Pentium 4. Is this where? Good. The screwdriver does fit. Sometimes you get these older heat sinks that are bespoke to places like Dell, and they don't actually fit any screwdrivers in. Let's have a look. Might be something I could use as an arcade. As an arcade machine. Well, that thermal paste is very dry. In fact, it's disgusting. Let's have a look. What have we got? Can't even see it. I know I'm not supposed to use these types of wipes, but if it's an old Pentium board, it's probably going in the bin. Let's have a look. It is an Intel Core Quad. Nice. So this is the Core Quad version. Okay, I'll have to have a look up what that one is. It might be useful for something very simple like an arcade machine or something like that. So this is what we got. We got an Intel Core Quad. We got 2 GB of DDR3. I shall pop that in here because there's no chance of me using this for anything other than probably using as an ornament in the background or something like that. The CPU cooler might fit. I probably won't because it's a different size. It is pretty nice condition is this motherboard, to be fair. And that's my purchase. The best thing out of it is probably the case. It's going to need some work to get this case up and running properly, and the power supply, and I'll definitely be using this power supply somewhere else. So brilliant for £30. So that's good. So thanks for joining me, and I hope you learnt something, which is make sure that you don't take a punt on some of these things and feel disappointed. I don't feel disappointed, I bought it for the case. And please do me a favour, hit the subscribe button and don't miss out on future videos. Hit the like button if you like what's going on here, and make sure that you ding that notification bell which is below so you can be notified for future videos as well. And until next time, I'll see you later in the Nerd Cave.